offering continuity to MDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, will serve to build on regions' major MDG achievements and successes and ensure we adopt holistic, integrated, and substantive development agenda to eradicate poverty and inequalities while respecting planetary boundaries. This is both a challenging and sobering responsibility and unmatched opportunity to change lives, livelihood, and lifestyles. Our present and future generations of Asia-Pacific region sorry about this, it's a bit dark out here, so I'm having a bit difficulty. But our present and future generations of the Asia-Pacific region want a more holistic and substantive future. Asia and the Pacific is well known for taking up this responsibility and for successfully changing the destiny of its people. To help us focus our deliberations, I will use my brief opening remarks to set the scene, recalling the context and mandate of this forum, suggesting priority tasks for our deliberations, discussions, and basically touching on the role of ESCAP and the United Nations in support of this agenda. First, a word on the context and mandate of the Asia-Pacific Sustainable Forum. The 2012 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, Rio+20, offered substantial guidance and principles for the Sustainable Development Agenda beyond 2015. Rio+20 also laid out architecture, modalities, and the means of implementation for this agenda. As a part of this process, the Open Working Group of the General Assembly, along with regional forums like this one, has solicited the views and the voices of all stakeholders to ensure strong ownership of the architecture and goals. The process is unprecedented and all-encompassing relative to how we develop the Millennium Development Goals. The General Assembly has also mandated the United Nations Regional Commissions to share the development priorities of each of the 5 world regions. The perspectives which you offer will be shared with the high-level political forum that will be convened during the ECOSOC session in July this year. As the largest regional commission representing the most populous and dynamic region of the world, ESCAP takes this task very seriously. Sustainable development is at the heart of our mandate and represents the best chance we have to achieve more equitable and shared prosperity. In organizing this Asia-Pacific Sustainable Development Forum, we have endeavored to bring together all of you from member states, civil society, the private sector, UN agencies, experts, and development institutions, as well as a range of other key stakeholders from across the Asia-Pacific region. We have also the representation of all the sub-regions within Asia-Pacific. Let me outline some of the priority tasks for this forum. The task is, of course, pretty clear to all of us, but let me mention few of them so that we remain focused during the course of our deliberation. First, your articulation of the most pressing sustainable development challenges facing our region is vital for Asia-Pacific perspectives to be fully integrated into the global agenda. Second, your efforts to forge consensus on how best to design an effective regional process to contribute to the global high-level political forum are quite critical. Third, you need to be comprehensive, but you need to induce sufficient flexibility in the regional deliberation, because after all, this is a global agenda. Fourth, you need to share your thoughts on the accountability and monitoring mechanism which will be critical to maintain future progress in implementation along with more effective global partnership mechanisms. Fifth, your stewardship will be key to mobilize the means of implementation and partnerships between our existing institutions and to propose innovative development cooperative mechanism. These elements will be critical to promote a balanced emphasis on economic growth, social development, and better environmental stewardship. The ASCAP Secretariat, based on your feedback, has prioritized areas of action for sustainable development. I will present these later in the morning for your guidance and feedback in the forum. UN support for the Sustainable Development Agenda is quite critical, but we look forward to your leadership in the next few hours. In conclusion, let me reaffirm ASCAP and my own personal commitment to lead and support regional processes for sustainable development goals and the development agenda beyond 2015. I began my tenure as Executive Secretary of ASCAP, as I mentioned, in February, and will continue to realign the Secretariat to support the sustainable development processes, like the efforts at the United Nations level to operate, to develop itself fit for the purpose of the new agenda. Today we are justifiably proud of the Asia-Pacific region's achievement and the leadership which has driven progress on the MDGs. It is time for us to rise up once more with full force to address the existing and emerging challenges and to ensure shared prosperity within planetary boundaries. Much depends on key steps we are taking here today. With these words, let me thank you all for your participation, your enthusiasm, your commitment to sustainable development, and wish you all and all of us very exciting deliberations. With these remarks, it is now my pleasure to invite His Excellency, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Thailand, to take the floor and deliver his welcoming address to all of you. Thank you, Secretary General.